Just X that one out since it's the first one.
Yeah, that's where I go.
Alright. So we're doing the last playground, the third playground here at Morse Bay Elementary, continuing on from where we left off in our last video. So we're here starting, I suppose we should start as we always do with kids in wheelchairs.
Definitely for this one.
You'll probably notice later on that there's no ramp to even get in the area. So it wouldn't even matter if there was a ramp here for them to get on the equipment or not, which there isn't, but they can't even get in the play area, so it's kind of useless playground for them. Anyways, so then we'll just go on to our blind analysis. You got this chain ladder, which it doesn't seem too bad, but even when I was like a 5th grader, I still didn't have anything to hold on except maybe like up here. Otherwise I was holding on to this. So that's kind of sketchy how you're only using your feet. Especially since this chain ladder is so shaky like this. Like, you might struggle to get on. Alright, and then let's go over here. If they don't realize that this is one of those like things that you slide down.
Is that even something you could slide down on?
Yeah, you go like this.
Oh, that's like a...
And then you slide down.
Rip your skin apart.
And being how mean kids are today, it's probably going to be someone waiting at the end to kick you in the balls.
Yeah.
But anyways, if you don't realize this here at all, you might just end up walking, either like tripping over here or probably just walking off. And then you might catch yourself, but if you're too bad from shock, then you're probably just going to drop from the ground. I'm not going to do that because I'll probably like
break your jaw.
F my arms up or something. Alright, it's not like they go here. There's a bar here for them to notice when they're going up, but they're not going to notice. I know. They're not going to notice them going down. So they're just going to walk like, oh!
Yeah, and that's like one of those high steps too.
Yeah, even though they put a bar here, they're not going to notice that going down, like I said, so it might mess them up a little. And you got this Arby's curly fry ladder that we saw at Emerald Park.
This one's a lot less curly though.
I know, it's kind of, that's more spy for you. But it's kind of stupid, I think, because, I mean, you're going up to the top of this ladder. Blind kids are just going to assume that you go all the way to the top and the platform's there.
Yeah.
They put this option here. Like, oh, maybe I'll just quit in the middle of it and then take the long way up. Even if I wasn't blind, which I'm not.
Oh, really?
I might seem like it today since I'm wearing glasses. That's just to look sexy.
Oh, I highly doubt that.
But, I mean, even when I was a kid, I just went all the way to the top. I'm like, I want to go up here. I'm just going to take the ladder. I'm already onto the top. There's no point in having that little escape there.
Oh, yeah.
Then you got this slide. This slide is super fast. Like, it's not too dangerous, but they might be surprised if they ain't gone down this before. You start going down, it's like, whoa! Yeah, I'm already down. That's a pretty slippery slide. It's like they grease it with oil every day. Alright.
Every day.
So back here, you got these chains that you can walk across. Shit.
Don't cut yourself like I did.
I think I already did. Look at this, my foot is slipping. I think they grease these with oils every day too. And even for regular kids, it's pretty dangerous because they're probably gonna slip and like fucking hang themselves or something.
Yeah, that's not, we don't want that in our public schools.
And this might just look like I'm too heavy for this, but even without any pressure on it, it's touching the ground. So even a kid probably weighing like 80 pounds is kind of useless once he gets to the middle because like, this ain't even fun. I could just walk across. It's basically the same. I'm not gonna do all this extra effort to try to get on the platform walking on this rope when it touches the ground anyways.
Also to mention, this is like a running hazard.
Oh,
like
definitely.
clothes hanging.
Clothes hanging or tripping, or both. Because if that one's
Clothes
sticking
hanging
out,
tripped.
they'd probably be like, get your foot on here, trip, and you're like, oh fuck.
That would fuck, that'd probably kill a kid, to be honest.
Probably. It'll probably slice his head off.
So yeah, I would definitely like tell more spy to fix that.
And then you get here. These monkey bars aren't good for blind kids because we don't like having these monkey bars that like curve or go in like weird directions when they're not going to notice, because this is what's going to happen. They probably think it's going straight to another platform way out there. They're probably like, alright, got this. And then they reach, oh. And yeah, plus these monkey bars are kind of pointless because even when I was in 5th grade, I could just like jump all the way over here. I didn't have to do the monkey bars. It's close enough.
Yeah, this is like a random gap. They could have like put like
They could have just made this an extension on the platform, but
or like a ladder.
in case you haven't noticed, all the platforms are like basically the same size. So I think Morris Spy just ordered a whole bunch of squares and just connected them somehow.
Just like, screw this shit.
And you got another hang glider. The first playground that we analyzed, the hang gliders didn't really go anywhere. So that was kind of bad for blind kids. This one actually goes to a platform, but this is dangerous for anyone. Look at that. I don't think that's supposed to happen.
No. It just looks like it was from Chicago or something.
I mean, it doesn't move much when you actually use this, but
Like, yeah, what if you were swinging like that?
that actually
it's just
happened
a
to me
surprise.
once. I think I like fell off.
Probably.
And then you get these things. These are always pretty dangerous because you just don't know who's gonna be ahead of you, and you're swinging like a fucking wild man. Oh shit! Plus, you might not know how far the bars are, so it might be reaching and you're like, swinging forever. And then these monkey bars, I'm not gonna do them since we already talked about monkey bars, but you can notice how it's kind of like a zigzag type thing, and they're just gonna, like I said, they're gonna try reaching for the next one, and then they're gonna fall, and they're probably take them the whole recess time to figure out that there's the next platform's way over there.
Yeah.
So now Zach will take over, and he'll do his section. All right.
So now we're here where Billy left off, and so this is a safe platform. And then if they know where they're going direction-wise, they'd go this way next. And if you look at this now, it looks like the earth like eventually got really high that this ladder is like worthless. And this really pisses me off because if this was purposely done, it's the most retarded idea I've ever heard in my entire life. But even for blind people, like normally this thing's supposed to be like up higher, so then all of a sudden they're just like fucking falling.
Yeah, it's a steep drop.
But look, why is it on the ground?
Yeah, it's pointless.
It doesn't make sense.
Bridges aren't supposed to touch the ground. That's why they call them bridges.
They could have just like not even had this and it would have been okay.
Yeah, well, like we said, they only ordered squares.
And they gotta have safety bars because if you fucking fall off the ground, holy sh. Anyways, so they're
like a
walking up
key.
here. It's kind of sketchy going up it. They got 2 drop-offs, not that high, no big problem. And if you come up here, you can see, like, you know, if a blind kid's like, you know, after 4 years, like, you know, there was a slide here. It's really fun. I'm gonna go down. And they're just like, there's no slide
Yeah, they're
because
actually.
they decided to take it down for some reason.
It's because it's cracked on the bottom. That's the reason they boarded up the slide on the first one. It's because there's a crack on the bottom.
Yeah.
They just took this one off, and then they never put in a new one.
And what doesn't make sense though is
Because
like
they're like, oh, they don't need another slide. They can just have a wall.
not one lock, not 2 locks, and I don't even think 3 locks, but 4 locks to hold this thing in because they don't want anyone going down this 2-3 foot drop.
Yeah, because if anyone falls off this, oh no, they might like get a wood chip and splinter in their hand.
Shit happens.
Can't
bad.
have that.
And then we're here. Then you go through this tube, which is really tiny. It's like
Yeah,
awkwardly small.
3rd grader, I was having trouble
And they
with
got
that.
like screws and shit coming out of it. Ow! Like that is way too small. Okay.
This is kind of pointless.
It doesn't really go much. Like it can. I mean, it's really tiny. It's awkward, small. But anyways, so then they're walking over here. You know, this is pretty easy unless they miss a step and they crush themselves.
Probably fall the rest of the way down because it's like really curvy.
Sure. Then they get over here. They'll go down here. Right here. Then they have this once again like a 4-foot drop over here where the kids are gonna fall. But they do have these safety bars to kind of warn them. What they do, they're gonna like fall and fucking hit their head. And then, you know, they got drop off here, drop off here. And they got this. They're like, oh, it must be like a slide or something, because they don't really know how high they are yet. And they're just like,
Nope, not a slide.
no slide there. All right, so then they go over here. They're
Cover
like,
themselves over from embarrassment.
yeah. And then some kids are like, hey, can you get me over here? And they're like, you know, they're talking at the same level because they probably couldn't hear it. They're like, okay. So they walk over here. They're just like, why is there? This is what doesn't make sense to me. Why is there a gap between these two? Why couldn't they connect them like with one of those pointless tubes or something?
There used to be a tube there actually. They used to have it connected with the tube. I don't know why they took it down. Probably
No,
because
it
Morris
contracted.
is being really stupid right now. So
Yeah.
they're just like, oh, they don't need a tube. They can just go from this platform to this platform. But we only have squares, so we're not going to connect them at all.
And then another thing I mentioned, which I don't understand, is that they have these things. You know, I understand that's really high, and they probably have a code or something to say you gotta put a step between if something's too high. But what kid is gonna be like, oh, I gotta step on this one, and then I gotta step on this one? Even if you are short.
I never did that
That's
when
the
I was even in
gayest thing
first
I've ever
grade.
heard
I was
in my
like
life.
3 feet in first grade. I never did that.
I mean, honestly, it's just like up there.
Yeah.
So then they got these chains that like drag on the ground. So
Yeah,
basically
the
it's just
chains
walking on.
again.
It's just like,
Plus, you got a hornet's nest around here.
oh shit. And then you walk over here, and we're at the same place again. And then Billy will start at the tube where he'll mention the missing slides. Ah, fuck!
Alright, so I'm basically just gonna finish talking about all the parts that they took out on bad judgment, because I went here when I was younger, so I kind of know more about this. Like I said, there used to be one of those tubes here that just kind of connected these, but I don't know why they took it down. It's pretty stupid. We already mentioned the slide over there. Alright, this isn't too dangerous for someone who's blind, because he's probably gonna feel his way. The worst case scenario, which is actually pretty bad, is he misses the rung and crotches it like pretty much every other ladder. And then this slide, kind of like the Emerald Pond Park one, it's really protective. It's just way too little for anybody.
That,
Like-
and then what about the interior of it? Go down.
I'm not gonna go down like this. I'll probably like break my neck and be paralyzed. We won't be able to do any more park.
At least then we have a true like representative for handicaps then.
Yeah, but I won't be able. I'll be the one filming all the time.
But then we can
I
see.
want to be on camera too, bitch.
Fine.
Alright, but yeah, look at this. There's nails all over the place. I don't know if you can see.
These huge bumps, and then does that hurt?
Not really, but I mean, like,
They're kinda-
if you're like running your hands, which is pretty stupid anyways, because you're probably gonna get like scraped or whatever. But you're probably gonna hit your hands or elbows on one of these things, especially since it's so small. There's a fucking moth in here. So I'm just gonna come back up. Oh fuck. On the upside, it's easy to climb up because it's so dang small.
And you got nails to grab onto.
Oh fuck. Okay.
I think we're getting kind of old for this shit.
Alright. And then you got this ladder. This ladder it's not too bad going up, because I mean ladders are pretty easy to figure out. But for blind kids just walking, it's a pretty steep drop off, and the ladder doesn't go out like some of them do, it just goes straight down. So if you're walking, and you're just like, oh shit. A blind kid who's like 10 years old is probably gonna get way hurt from that. Plus he's gonna get AIDS from this band-aid.
Nick, what the fuck?
Alright, and then you may notice that this is kind of a weird looking guardrail. It's like, oh hey, we're just gonna raise it a little bit. Yeah, that's because there used to be another slide here. And it used to be the most fun slide on this whole playground. It used to be one of those slides that like goes around and then brings you down the ground. Yeah, well they took that one off too. I don't know. Morris By has been judging their playgrounds bad, I think. It's gone way downhill since I went to
What
elementary
else are
school
they
here.
missing though?
Yeah, they got those random bars that are running hazards now. There used to be a tire swing there. They took that down when I was actually in elementary school, so it's been gone for a while. But anyways, I suppose we should talk about the blind hazards if the slide was still here. Of course, if the slide's going around, you might not realize that there's a slide here. So you start going, trip on the slide, and maybe fall over the edge.